Well, it's the little garden update. Very late in the season, September 12th, 2023. Made a video early in the season about this, and I just want to follow up, show you that the results have been, quite frankly, astounding. We'll get to that here in a moment. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about nasturtiums. It's a little flower I've just learned about in the past season. As you can see, as the honeybees are still enjoying. It's a very, very good pollinator attractant. And the most wonderful thing about this flower, which I've just found out recently, it's a beautiful flower. And please don't think anything about my appearance, because I'm out here in the garden this morning. But I just want to get this on camera and show you. This flower is edible, and it's very delicious. It's so good. I mean, it is delicious. Everybody should grow some of the nasturtiums. Just a wonderful, wonderful flavor. Got basil going crazy here. It's really good. I've been out here in the garden, hadn't brushed my teeth yet, and ate some of that basil, man, and I mean, it just freshened up my mouth. It's so good. But what I wanted to show you, I can't even get to the bottom of it right now, of the video I made earlier in the year. But I'm going to try to get down in here. Basically down in there. You're not going to be able to see it, but I wrapped copper wiring around in a circle at the base of this. I mean, I can't even get it all on camera. It's so gigantic. At the base of this little pear tomato, and admittedly, it was labeled wrong or mistaken, and when we planted it, we didn't know it was a pear tomato. But boy, they are delicious and abundant. Look at that. And they just keep on coming. And I got, of course, probably what's left, the last of the beans in the bucket here this morning. But these tomato plants are just crazy, crazy abundant. This one, because it was all in experimental phase, let's see if I can back up here and I'll try to show you. Where's my finger? This one over here, you can see the cage there. I did not wrap copper around. But this one, right there where that string is, that's the top of that cage. It's pretty much all of that, all the way around through there. Tomato plant. We're getting ready to have some loud noise here. Pardon me. Anyway, I'll just try to finish it up real quick before they get down here. Trash people coming around. I wrapped that copper wire into a circle, and it's just the most amazing yield of little bitty tomatoes I've ever experienced in my life. It's grown all the way over through here. It took over all the basil, the mint, everything. I mean, thankfully all that stuff's still growing, but it has just been wild. It has just been absolutely wild. As you can see, all the way around through here. I'm trying to walk around here and show you without squishing something. It is just, I mean, it's just been the most remarkable yield for tomatoes I've ever seen in my life. It's all the way down in here. It just keeps on growing out. It's grown all the way over to here. It's like probably at least 10 or more feet circumference. If you take in all the ones that have grown out to the sides as well. It's growing all the way to the fence there. Still, like I say, September 12th. Look at all those blooms still on. Alright, hold on one second. But anyways, I just wanted to show you, if we can get in there and you can see still how many tomatoes. They're all back in there. I picked a half a bucket this morning. I'm going to invite the neighbors and kids over just to pick, because quite frankly I do not have the time that it takes to pick every one of them that are growing. It's just remarkable. Getting ready to do some, Sony's working on these raised beds here. This is another tomato plant I wanted to go over with you. This tomato plant here just came up on its own, completely away from all the rest of the tomatoes. It was just probably some seed that we had, some old leftover tomato somebody threw out last winter. As you can see there, they're still coming on. Been very late in the season, but they are coming on like crazy. I'm hoping that we can get a few more off of them. I think we've gotten 3. And this actually, very, very pleasantly surprising, is a Cherokee Purple tomato variety, and it is just so tasty. What I'm hoping to get out of these, if they don't mature completely, as you can see, still got blooms on here. This tomato here has absolutely no fertilizing whatsoever, no nothing, and it's just flourishing like crazy. And like I say, it's just completely a volunteer, just came back up, and it's a Cherokee Purple, and it's just the most beautiful, delectant taste that you will ever put in your mouth. So yeah, just sharing a little late season gardening update, perhaps the last one, I don't know. September 12th, I mean, who knows how much longer these things are going to flourish, but we'll take what we can get, right? Got some other little tomatoes still here. Got some peppers still coming on here late in the season. It's just been so hot, and so we've had so much rain this year that, I mean, thankfully gardening is just going so good. And I'm getting ready to get a tiller, a big tiller. I'm going to be tilling up the back. I'm going to be hoping to do beans, corn, and potatoes in the back. And I'm hoping to get that tilled up and get a cover crop in there for the winter. There's another bean back in here. Can just get, these beans have been remarkable, just growing in this little small 3 by 8 raised bed, not even 8, 6 I think. Beans and little, what I call little baby corns. I've enjoyed that as well. See if I can find one left here and show you what I'm talking about. This little corn here. Let me peel this, and I'll be here with you in a second. I think even when I do get corn in the ground, I'm still going to want to enjoy and just do some little baby corns, because they just taste so good. They stay, this one don't have any yellow on it, but they have stayed stunted because they were in this little raised bed. But they have a little bitty tiny ear that comes out on them, and you would not believe the flavor in that thing. And I think it's just because it's so small and so stunted. If you can think of having a fish bowl and how a fish only grows to the room, the space that it has to grow. I mean, look at this little corn. Look how little miniature corn. Well, I think that's what's happened to these little corn ears here. They just stay so little. And unfortunately, this one's not going to have any yellow on it. I did just pick some earlier and give them to the chickens, just because they're such a wonderful flavor, and the chickens love them, and I love them. It's just been so good. Such a blessing. Such a blessed garden this year. Here you go, baby. Here you little teenager. They're so scared of everybody. Here you go, baby. See if they get on that corn. There's some corn. Yeah, corn. They're scared. This group here, they're scared of everything. They're hopefully going to be moved out back within the next 2 weeks. That's what I'm working on. Anyway, such a wonderful garden this year, but I am looking forward to spreading it out and doing some much larger scale next year. There you go. There's a little bit of the yellow. such a wonderfully sweet flavor that they've had on them. I'm going to try a couple of these here. It's gotten hard, but not nearly as good as it was. But the chickens still love them though. Yeah. Good, huh, baby? Alright, y'all. I just want to do a little garden, very, very late season garden update. Like I say, I'm in here picking, and look, well, I want to just share it. I mainly wanted to share, and as you can see here, we got more squash coming up in a new bed that we're getting ready to get ready for next spring. But these squash, they just keep on coming up. We had a huge squash bed right here, and we took it all down, let the chickens have it, but they just keep on coming back, and that's just wonderful to be blessed like that, to have such an abundance of food. I've put squash away in the basement, and it's just a wonderful blessing. Got onions here needing to be picked. Onions didn't do wonderful, but it's okay. It's alright. So we'll get them. And I wanted to just show you that experiment. You can go back into my videos from back early in the spring and show you how I took that copper wire, formed it into a circle, buried it under the ground about 2.5, about 3 inches. And this tomato exploded because of it. Much love.